Hey folks, it's Craig from the Vinyl Record Player. Just doing a bit of a purge today. Running a little bit low on space. I bought a lot of stuff recently. This is stuff that kind of didn't make the cut, but I think there's some interesting titles in here, so stick around. All right, so we're back with a purge. Yes. Again, if you've seen, I'll link to the sort of philosophy of this channel. But basically, one of my philosophies is I don't have room for 10,000 records. I try to keep 200, 300, 400 records tops. I've just got a relatively little cabinet. But the fact is, with streaming and the availability of music, you don't necessarily need, in my opinion, to have 10,000 records. It just doesn't make sense. So there are certain LPs that just aren't going to make the cut here on the vinyl record player. Today I'm going to show some of those. They're going to my storage garage because, it just is what it is. This is something I picked up from 1970. This is Gene and Jerry 1 and 1. Actually in pretty decent connection too. Gene Chandler and Jerry Butler. Kind of going through a Jerry Butler phase right now. Love me. I call him the original JB. I guess that's probably not true, but he's my original JB. This is a decent record. This is, it's a duet record. What's surprising with this is there's just not a lot of ballads on this, which I kind of expected. But you know what? There's also not a lot of tunes. Kind of towards the end, it starts to get a little bit better, a little bit funkier. But this is like from 70 and it feels like a record from 67, 68. I think it just was kind of a cash-in record. Like I say, it's okay, it's listenable, but it's not something that, I'm going to be like, oh man, I really need to hear Gene and Jerry. With all due respect to Gene and Jerry, who I love. So this one's going to the garage. Yes, it's Robin Trower. This is Bridge's Size. This is the one that I've been kind of holding on to. It's widely available on streaming. You can easily listen to this no matter what. It's everywhere. I can't see it as being an album that I kind of want to put on. While I respect him as a player, I'm just like, some artists are just kind of not for some people. Trower might be that kind of person. This is Live in the Air Age by Bebop Deluxe. This has nothing to do with the quality of this record. Bebop Deluxe I love. I think they're fantastic. This is a really good live record. But this thing skips like an MF. As is with most things on this channel, I purchased this for $4.95, it says here. So as a result, you're going to get those records that are not cleanable, where you do your best and the skips just keep on coming. And this one is not a quality issue, although again, also available widely as far as streaming and stuff. It's just that, the quality of the actual record is so bad, it's got to go. This is Rural Space by Brewer and Shipley. Brewer and Shipley, of course, their main hit was One Toke Over the Line. I actually think that they're a really great and kind of super underrated sort of folk rock duo. I like their music in general just to kind of throw on as really kind of chill stuff. This actually, I believe, is not really available as much like on streaming. As far as I recall, I don't think that this one can be streamed. It's just a matter of, this is kind of them kind of towards the end of their deal. And quite frankly, I'm going to have to purge a lot of their records coming up. I do have a greatest hits by them that I'm considering keeping. And also probably their first couple albums, Weeds. I don't have Tarkio Road, but I've got a couple there. I got Shake the Demon. Those are much better and much more cohesive albums. This is good, but I just don't think that it's worthy of sticking around in the collection. Specifically because I just have so much Brewer and Shipley. You might have seen this on one of my vinyl finds. This is Eric Mercury's Love's Take It Over. I just am not a fan. I thought I might be. It's very gospel-y stuff, but it's all very slow-paced, and also I just was not feeling the tunes. This is on the Enterprise label, too. This is, it's basically a 1973 Stax Records, but no. I tried. He has an LP from '69 on a different label called The Electric Black Man, which, I mean, come on, who doesn't love that title? But even that album, I was like, some artists, they do it and some artists, they don't. It's the Easy Rider soundtrack. I got this from a buddy. I don't like soundtracks in general, particularly, stuff with like score type stuff. I'm just not interested. This is not that type of record, but frankly, outside of, the Pusher and Born to Be Wild, obviously classic stuff. There's a Byrds track, there's a Hendrix track. It's just not a cohesive album to me. Does it make me want to see the movie again? Oh yeah, classic movie, but this one, not a huge fan. This is Boz Scaggs' My Time. I think it's from like 70, 71. This is, you can see that's a 1. I got this for $1. You can see by this beautiful ring wear, and nothing wrong with the record. I just don't love it. Boz is someone that, I watch, if ever you watch Maslov, which if you're in the vinyl community, you've probably seen some Maslov. He always talks up that debut. I went and I got this one because I'm like, it's $1, bro. And unfortunately, heading to the garage. Another one from a Vinyl Finds. I can't do it. I thought, It's a Heartache is like, that's like one of my favorite tunes ever. The rest of the album was just not, it just wasn't an album. You know what I mean? It just, nothing really felt that great about it. Here's what I would call a Maslov special. This is I believe his fifth album, and it's called Fifth, I think. By why am I not Lee Michaels? Derp. Lee Michaels. And I like Lee Michaels. I just don't know that this is the album to have by Lee Michaels. His second or third one I have as well. While, The Hair is great here. He does a couple of songs that are really like, rock and roll pastiche. And to me, that sound is not my thing at all. I just don't know that this is a cohesive album. There were definitely a few moments where I was like, skip, you can't skip. It's an LP. You can't skip this. So it's got to go to the garage. This is, I think, from 70 or 69. This is Them Changes. I got this for $5 from, nice gatefold though. And you know what? He does a phenomenal cover of Down by the River. I love that. I thought the rest of the album was not as exciting. You can find this by, the pack. There are a lot of copies of this. So my, decision to move it to the garage is, I'm not the only one. I really want to get into Buddy Miles. I just don't think that this is the time. And this record, like I say, it's not that great. This one is, I still kind of wrestle with it. This is Johnny Winter and, I think it's from 69 or 70. This is a good rockin' record. It's like, sort of early blues rock, he's really good at what he does. I just don't know that I really love the sound, and I don't know that anything really hit me on this record. I've tried again and again and again, and just nothing really got to me. One of the guys in the vinyl community was talking just the other day about Edgar Winter's, his brother, Edgar Winter's White Trash. I listened to that album, I'm like, that's fantastic. This just never grabbed me. And as much as I wanted it to, I'm going to have to move it to the garage. Oh, love Jerry Butler. This is the follow-up to The Iceman Cometh, Ice on Ice. It's widely available, unlike a lot of Jerry Butler stuff, particularly stuff between 68 and basically 74. I think as an album, this isn't that great. It's not as good as The Iceman Cometh as an album, nor is it as good as his early 70s work like Assorted Songs with Assorted Friends and Family, Friends and Relatives, or the Sagittarius Movement, or his opus, Jerry Butler, Offering the Spice of Life. This is okay, and that cover's dope, and et cetera, but and it's not in the greatest condition. I got this one for $4, so going into the old The Purge. And then this I got in a this I got it from a friend. The Drums and Pipes of Scotland. Again, not sure that why I really took this in the first place. Not really my sound. But it also is going to the garage. So, quite a selection of records that I am not keeping in my collection. But yeah, if you know and love any of the records, if you think there's anything I should give a second chance, or any grave mistakes that I'm making that will ruin my life, please comment. Let me know. Otherwise, yeah, this has been the Vinyl Record Player. I have been and remain Craig. We'll see you next time.